Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin, and welcome to a outside edition of Cavalcade of Food. I had a few requests from folks who were curious about the display windows, and that I hadn't posted anything for a while, so I wanted to do that. And it's a cool night here in Croswell, when we got 39 degrees according to the bank. Anyways, I wanted to share with you the spring windows here at the Cavalcade, and I did a little something different. And that is, what I did is I put some curtains up, as you can see, in the windows, in the front of the windows. So I always have curtains at the back, but you can see the curtains that I have put up in the front, all different colors. And my intention was, rather than to have two large windows, especially one really large, I would have actually 7 small windows, and I could do what I like to call a vignette, with just a simple display that really focused on kind of something specific. So we've got, where we had 2 windows, we've got 7 windows now. And probably when I put new windows up for summer, I'll revert back to the larger windows. But this was something, and again, kind of allows people to sort of peek in as they walk past or drive past. People do come to see the windows, and sometimes they just sort of drive slowly or park in front on the street and look in, which is wonderful. I'm glad people appreciate it. So here's window number 1, and it is Dad's Workshop. Put those tools back how you found them. And so this is just a collection. I don't have a lot of vintage tools, and some of these tools actually were Dad's, of my dad's, and some of them I picked up here and there, but just always reminded me that my dad, my grandpa, they always had in the basement or in the garage, they had a workshop where they had a workbench and a pegboard, and they had things organized in coffee cans and jelly jars and baby food jars, and saved every screw that was left over, or extra nails and things like that, and just some hand tools. Here's an old circular saw there, and this is just sort of reminiscent of that time. So there's Dad's Workshop. Then in the next window, I have on pedestals really 3, actually 4 small appliances. We'll start with a Oster blender up here, beehive style, on the tall pedestal. Then here I've got a Nesco roasterette, and down below we've got a waffle iron, if you can see. And then over here we've got a percolator, and this is a General Electric, and this is just one of my really most favorite designs that they ever did. I think it's so handsome, so nice looking. And so here's just a small sort of, like I said, vignette collage of small appliances. Then we come over here, and in the large window, which is now in 5 sections, I have 3 refrigerators. And so, truth be told, these refrigerators were on the platform for Christmas, and I had them in another display during Christmas time. And these things are so heavy, and it was quite a task to get these fridges up on the platform, and I need a whole gang of people to help get me off of the platform. And when it was time to do the new windows, people weren't around, which is fine. So I just moved them around here, and I'm continuing to use them, but sort of showcase each one individually. So here's a beautiful Cavalcade refrigerator. Just look at the lines on that. This refrigerator was actually made in Detroit, Michigan, when Cavalcade was part of the Nash Cavalcade Corporation, which later became American Motors after Nash Motors and Hudson Motors merged in 1954. But this predates that. This is the old Nash Cavalcade days, and I think this is just such a nice looking and beautifully designed refrigerator. By the way, this bottom part here, you can see a handle there, that actually pulls out, and there's a bin under there, perfect for storing things like onions or potatoes or things like that. So that's a Cavalcade fridge. By the way, I had these windows sort of flowered up and Easter egged up for Easter, but I have since taken all that down since we're past that holiday. But this next window is just sort of my rendition of a mid-century little living room area. So I've got a Danish Naugahyde chair there, and then I've got a piece of mid-century art, and one of these panels with a light behind it, might be hard to see the light, but this is one of these plastic panels that were very popular in the 60s and 70s. I think we had avocado green panel in our house somewhere near the entryway. Anyways, and then we've got a Magnafox Hi-Fi there next to the chair, and a tumbler, and in case you want to have a drink. And then on top, if you can see, is a gigantic, let's see if we can, ashtray. Look at the size of that thing. Those of you who were born in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, you may remember seeing a lot of big ashtrays around. Fortunately, that's not something really that we even see anymore these days, but back then a lot of people smoked, and so there were actually some really beautiful ashtrays made. And here's an example. Busy night on the avenue tonight. Here is the second fridge in the trifecta, behind the purple curtains, and this is a Westinghouse refrigerator. Also, I think a beautiful design, and quite compact, although it wasn't considered a compact refrigerator when it came out. I want to say this is maybe a 49 or a 50 in that range. So yeah, I know one of my appliance friends will know for sure, so I'll ask them to put that in the comments. But there's a Westinghouse refrigerator. Then here in the next window, this is a promotion for the Cavalcade Radio Hour, which is a local radio program I do here. It broadcasts throughout Sanilac County in this part of the thumb of Michigan. And as a matter of fact, the station it's on, WMIC, is known as The Voice. And it is on Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m., 660 a.m., and 95.3 FM there. And the station is now live streaming the signal. So if you have an interest in listening, you can do so. You have to do it when the show airs, which is 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you're in the Eastern time zone, that's great. If you're not, you may be ahead of the time, or you may be behind the time, depending where you are in the world. But if you go to SanilacBroadcasting.com and click on the Listen Live link and select the WMIC live stream, you can listen. I'll put the website in the information below the video, in the description, if any of you want to listen. It's a lot of fun, the show that I do, and every week it's a different musical theme. And so I produce the shows here at the studio, and with help of the music library, that everything that I play is transcribed from the original vintage vinyl recording. So we've got a collection of radios there from different eras. And then behind the gold curtain, and it's got red lights on it, so if it seems like there's a little bit of a red hue, that's because of the red lights. This is another, really what I think of as a beautiful design for a refrigerator. This is a Frigidaire. This would have been made, I believe, in Dayton, Ohio. By the way, that Westinghouse fridge would have been made in Mansfield, Ohio. And this is a part of a Raymond Loewy design where he was, some of you may be familiar, he's was actually French, but he did a lot of work in the United States for different companies, particularly Studebaker Motors, designing cars, but he designed so many commercial products, logos, industrial design, and this refrigerator is beautiful, I think. I love the handle, I love the circle there. That is actually indented, so it was very ergonomic. It allows you to get your hand behind the handle to pull forward. And this is a Frigidaire made during the era that General Motors owned. The Frigidaire appliance division was part of General Motors. So there you have it. Those are the windows at the Cavalcade for spring of 2023, and sometime around Memorial Day or thereabouts, I will change up the windows for the summer session. Not quite sure what I'm putting in yet. I'm always noodling around ideas, but these have been fun and people have enjoyed them, and so I thank you for sharing with me the window displays here at the Cavalcade here in downtown Croswell. So don't forget, the website is cavalcadeoffood.com, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, take care and happy spring, everybody.